based on, you know, Achilles, and you have, you know, Achilles and Hector and all those other characters from the Trojan, and Trojans facing Agamemnon. So, you know, but like I said, I haven't looked into that. Wow, I haven't looked into that game too much, and in fact, I'm thinking about purchasing it or just, you know, just seeing how it is basically, because I am interested in it, and so yeah, I mean, if he stops making Dynasty Warriors games, or they stop making Dynasty Warriors games, I highly doubt that means he's going to stop making games like it. Because I think you got Gundam, you got, you know, stuff like that. So there's plenty of things that I'm sure they'll probably do. But if you ask me, I would consider Dynasty Warriors probably having a good. I mean, you know, you could probably make Dynasty Warriors 50 and still have too many stories to tell. You know, so. Oh, forgot. Remember, use that evade, because that is useful, as you can tell. She was about to just pwn me, but while I was in midair, I was able to press X and get out of the way. And if they do put that with multiple characters, that'll be a great idea, and it's gonna be very useful. Anyway, there's another thing I'd like to talk about. Someone asked me, do I ever notice that it seems like Dynasty Warriors 4 was one of the harder, and Dynasty Warriors 3 was one of the harder games to play than any of the other ones. And I do agree with that. I think the reason why mainly they were so hard to play, obviously because the AI was a lot more aggressive, but if you notice, you have a lot, your movement and your agility is a lot better than, say, in Dynasty Warriors 6, 5, 6, and 7 than it was in Dynasty Warriors 4, because in Dynasty Warriors 4, you couldn't rotate your body, you couldn't basically maneuver while you were hitting someone. Whatever direction you were facing and you were hitting, that's where you would hit until you stopped. And it made it difficult to, you know, get out of the way of enemy officers trying to hit you, and that's how that was. But with Dynasty Warriors 5, and 6, and 7 have changed that, where you have more flexibility when fighting. It just makes it a little easier. And, of course, in Dynasty Warriors 2, for those of you who have played it, I think we can all remember that Lu Bu was a lot harder to face, mainly because wow. Okay. There we go. Got out of the way of that one. That was going to definitely hurt me. I guess I should have let him hit me, because I do believe you can evade a Muso attack. I could be out of my mind, but, you know, who knows. Anyway. So yeah, that's what I think. You know, when you have better movement when you play, that kind of makes things easier. But Lu Bu was a lot harder in Dynasty Warriors 2, I think mainly because he regenerated like 3 times before you actually were able to, you know, wear his life down to where you could actually kill him. And I do remember that in the manual for Dynasty Warriors 2, they gave you a tip saying, when you play Dynasty Warriors 2, you will run into an officer named Lu Bu. Stay away from him until you are much, much, much stronger to face him. And that was actually what it said in the manual tip, and I was like, oh wow. And of course, you know, I just went at him thinking I could do it, and of course I got killed. But actually, Gan Ning was the first character I ever used to beat Lu Bu. Gan Ning is my, he's like my trophy character. You know, he was the first character I used to kill Lu Bu, and he is also the first character I used to get 1,000 KO. So Gan Ning is been my achievement warrior here. So this battle definitely was dragging out. I never did like fighting Zenji. She's always she's just too fast. I noticed that some of the female characters, you'll find that you don't want to fight them. You much rather fight some of the male characters, because it seems like the female are just their speed is a lot better. There's characters I don't like facing. They are fun, but when you're playing Chaos or something like that, they're just brutal. Characters like Wang Zhang. Now I've noticed, you know, when we played Dynasty Warriors 4, Wang Zhang was he was a tough character, but he wasn't as tough as he is in Dynasty Wars 5, 6, or he wasn't in 6, but he's not as tough as he was. Oh, her moveset's so much longer than mine. I mean, that's probably why I don't like fighting her, because my moveset's too quick. Hers lasts a while. Oh well. She got me down to the yellow, though. Oh well. Anyway, but Huang Zhong, personally, he's a lot more difficult in Dynasty Wars 7 and in Dynasty Wars 5 than he was in Dynasty Wars 4. It's like they really made him. I know he was an exceptional archer, but you know, he's one of the characters I really don't like fighting, mainly just because he takes up your time a lot, and you really got to watch his attacks. He's got range attacks. You can't jump into it. You know, you really got to plan before you actually go against him. You know, so that's just one of the things. Cao Ren, I'm not a big fan of Cao Ren fighting him either. Oh, speaking of Cao Ren, I hear rumor that they're going to give Cao. Now, this might have already been done, but in Dynasty, I was reading a page about Dynasty Wars 7, and I think they said that they were going to give Cao Ren his buckler blade back as it's going to be downloadable content. I don't know if it's going to be on the Dynasty Wars 7 original or Dynasty Wars 7 Extreme Legends, but I do hear that they are going to give him back his buckler blade, and you know, so he won't have what he uses now. But that's going to be downloadable content, so you know, check that out, research it, and see what you guys think. But I'm kind of excited because I really did enjoy his having his buckler blade. It was just a shield, you know, kind of thing. It was really cool. So. You can also tell that these characters, you know, are more detailed, but it seems like they're a little more. They look a little more like they might have looked than they would have. As far as clothing goes, their outfits kind of match up to what they might have worn back then. Because like Guan Yu, I basically had spiked hair in Dynasty Wars 6, which is kind of interesting since you never gave Guan Yu spiked hair. So, I'm kind of glad they. Of course, you know, Guan Ping's got a anime cut going on there.
You've become very strong.
Well, everyone, thanks for watching. I guess that's pretty much it, guys. So, but anyway, I should be getting a lot more gameplays coming out pretty soon here. Like I say, most of them are probably going to be commentary. I'm probably going to do a couple others, but add a little bit of better sound quality, such as, you know, adding the music and stuff like that, so you guys can look for that or whatever. But now, like I said, I do have that request for Kensen. I still have not forgot about that. I was able to buy a PlayStation 2 controller, and I've been brushing up on my skills, so I will hopefully be getting some of those Kensen 2 gameplays out, which will most likely be commentary out soon. So I've been playing a little Kensen. I'm terrible at it, but you know, I'll get used to it, and then I'll do some gameplays of it. So, alright guys, thanks for watching. That was probably the longest gameplay I've ever done. And I'm glad you guys could stick with it and, you know, didn't get bored, hopefully. Alright guys, this is Sandman signing out.